Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is my fantastic co-host, Crystal Morency. How are you, Crystal?
I am doing superb, fantastic, host Dino. How are you doing today? Did I tell you how pretty you look today?
I thank you. I'm trying so hard
You're
lately.
welcome.
And you look gorgeous
This
yourself.
red, I like it.
That is a very nice sweater, by the way.
It's red.
I love those kind of
It's
sweaters.
cold.
I love those kind of sweaters, and I can never find one that fits correctly because I'm very fat. And
Do you want me to knit you one?
no, because then no, there's just, I don't know. That's a bad idea. That's just a bad idea. The Victoria bought me one that I had seen at the Fat Guy clothing store, and it's so nice. But then it's like it's very nice and warm. But I'm like, but then it's also like it doesn't fully cover my belly, so I'm like, But it's all right. It just makes it
guy in a little coat.
a little bit, yeah.
Every time you say fat guy, that song pops up in my head. Fat guy in a little.
I have done that to somebody's coat and sung the song.
I know you told me about that. That was so douchey.
He was.
I even got on leg warmers because that's how cold I am today.
People, this is what happens when you don't have meat on your bones, okay?
Or you're from Ontario and you like wear shorts and t-shirt in April, and then you wear a winter jacket.
I've never been good with hot. I've always been okay with cold. Like, even when I lost weight, I was like, no problem. I can't, like, even, like, when we would go to Greece and stuff, and people were like, oh, it's a little chilly. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm still sweating. Like, I'm not good with hot. But
hot sucks though, because you can only like, how do you dress for if it's super hot? Like, it's hot,
listen,
like Greg. At least if it's cold, you just layer up.
I personally love my bit the most, where I say that I say the problem with cold weather is great because you can just add more layers. Hot weather, you can only take off so much until somebody calls the police. That's what happens. That's how that works. And trust me, they call very quickly when you look like an ogre.
Or if you're hanging out in schoolyards, whatever.
Never done that.
Dino knows. Parks.
I've been so there's a guy on
At the splash pad. Oh my god, you gotta add.
I might add that. That's actually pretty good. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. At the splash pad.
That's pretty
You can
fun.
only get so naked at the splash pad before people start going.
Can you imagine too? Oh,
That's a good one. I like
a
it.
big fat guy with his dick wagging around going, hey kids, or something. Oh, it's just, no! Why?
That's an awesome. I can picture you doing it so well too in people's faces, like, because if you were just to keep a straight face the whole time, like, you know, like.
It'd be so mean.
It's so funny.
Oh, man.
Anyways, so how are you doing today?
I'm good.
What's your day like?
Well, you know what? So Victoria was kind enough to make me a nice breakfast, and we had some of. She's been at work.
You're the best wife ever.
I do. I have a great wife. She's fantastic. It's I was you know what? I was gonna say I've trained her well, but that's not not at all accurate. But no. So we had some leftovers. She's been at work all day, so I had some leftovers. She's bringing home some food right now after work. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I'm not ravenous, but I'm very hungry right now because I had a little nap in the afternoon. It was one of those good naps. You know when you wake up from a nap and it's like nothing hurts, like you slept in the perfect position. So, and you're like, actually, you didn't like wake up mid sleep cycle or anything like that. So you just wake up and you're like, it's kind of like, it's like, da 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 da. You're just like, I'm ready for anything.
I like it.
I love waking up from a nap, because so a regular sleep cycle is an hour and a half long in general. It obviously plus or minus for it depends on each person's different, right? But I've always found for myself that if I take a nap and I'm woken up, like I'm jostled awake, I'll be so groggy. And I think it goes for a lot of people where if you don't have that right cycle going, like you just kind of be like, ugh, it just makes you so much worse, right? Like those, like, I'm going to take a 10-minute nap. You're like, that's not going to help you because you need like a solid some time. But I don't know. How's your day been?
It's been good.
That's good. Good.
It's been really good.
Did you get out? Did the PSW come today?
Oh my God, yes. She did.
Awesome. And
right in time.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
It's so nice.
It is.
I mean, I had already changed the bedding and done all that and all that blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But hey, she got one. So that was a one down for me.
That's a win. That's honestly, that's
a win.
Hey,
it makes your day.
Oh, totally.
Like, I am spectacular. Like,
it's
I got
about
that file sent quickly.
She did. It was exceptionally quick. I got it and I was like, click, 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 yay! It was fantastic. No, but that's, it's funny how the little wins in life, you have to treasure those little successes because life is a clusterfuck, right? Like in general, shit goes wonky. A lot of times it's not even your fault. You just standing there going, well, this just went to shit.
It's just life.
It is. And that's why it's like, it's more, I think the more and more I get closer to death, the more and more I think about how important it is to like focus on good things because the bad, there's just so much. You're just like, you don't even have to pick and choose. There's just such a huge amount of bad things happening that it's no point. It's no benefit to it. Fuck it. It's
a super good thing that happened too as I was done cleaning up my grandpa this morning.
Yeah.
He's just like, he told me, he's like, I really thank you a lot. And like, it was nice. Like he just said, thank you. And it felt, you know what I mean? Like it was just a nice thing.
Well,
he says it all the time, but it was just like kind of like a nice extra moment.
Yeah.
Like it kind of stood out. So
look,
it was really nice. I appreciate it very much.
And everything you've told me about him, he seems like a great guy, right? So
the most amazing person.
And that's
hardworking, takes care of his family, loves the family, no judgment, never gives and just shows everybody utmost respect. Really hard worker, his whole life, iron worker, married those whole life to the same woman. It's just beautiful. Yeah. Very respectful. Very.
And that's the thing is, the funny thing is, somebody like that who has done so much will still show appreciation, and I think that's a great thing,
that's
because
amazing.
The people,
he's such an amazing person.
Like this is one of the things that gets me really pissed off is when people like don't thank you for holding the door open. You're like, I don't have to hold the door. Me holding the door open for you does not demean you. It's just a friendly gesture. That's all. That's all it is. And I have to admit, like it's. Tom Segura does a bit about it, but it's with a disabled person, which I kind of feel bad about. But I'm like, people be like, I don't need you to hold the door open. And I close it right in their face. And I'm like, you shouldn't die. I don't give a shit.
I don't even think twice about it. I just do it. I don't like ask. I don't even make eye contact sometimes. Like, I'll say you're welcome because I'm very polite, but like, I don't.
Let's be very honest. You say you're welcome because no one's gonna sit there and punch you in the face. If I say you're welcome, someone's gonna try and punch me in the face, and I welcome you because if you're.
I am way too polite though. Like, go to Toronto. I'm like, hello, and everyone just looks at you like you're about to like mug them or something. I'm like, hi.
She's got very thin hands. She can slip in and out of a pocket. Yeah. No, so, I'm not sure if this affected my sleep or not, but I was watching, so there's a guy on YouTube who essentially just tells scary stories. And they're real stories. I'll send you a link to his thing. But I've been really enjoying his stuff because he's an ex-Navy SEAL, which I'm like, that's pretty wild. And then essentially just he's TikTok famous, but now he has like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. So it's like, the fact that he was on TikTok is kind of sketchy for me, but anyways. The funny thing is,
you just ruined it.
Yeah, well, exactly, right?
Don't even send me the
link.
Well,
now he's off there. He's on YouTube, and they're each like anywhere from 10 minutes to like 20 minutes long. The things he does, and he just kind of tells the story. He goes factual. He says, "This is what happened. This is this," and it's really good. So I pretty much was on his channel and just kind of let it play. and then I went to sleep. So the whole time it's all scary stories, and so I woke up to like a family getting murdered, and I'm like, so happy right now, and I'm like, I'm not sure what that says about me, to be honest. It's kind of.
It just says that you're Dino.
I'm Dino, and
and people's like misery makes you happy.
Like not
as long as it's not.
As long as it produces a good story, it kind of does. I'll be honest with you, like
if it serves him a good purpose, then he's okay for it.
That's right. As long as the peasants do something, they dance for me well, I enjoy it thoroughly. That's the.
Oh.
And you guys.
Thing on the money thing. There's a peasant thing. Separating people into groups.
That's right.
Right from the beginning.
No. There's two groups. Peasants and this guy. I'm the other group. Oh yeah, no.
I've been watching a lot of that on that that philosopher guy.
Uh-oh.
Frig. You're like, oh god.
I thought we were gonna have a good time. We got to 11 minutes, guys. 11 minutes. Now where are we going with this?
It's this Marx guy.
Yeah.
Marx, Karl
Marx. Yeah.
Karl Marx, yeah. Well, I know, like, everyone's like, oh, but he was talking about how there's two groups, like, well, he's dead now. But he was talking about...
he was the one who wrote the Communist Manifesto
like
with...
really rich and the really poor. And that's, like, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer because the rich are making money off of the working man's...
Correct.
Investing into all their need for all this possession.
Yes.
Because they put out the need for possession in people's... Yeah. Anyways, socialism and capitalism and blah blah.
I've
been on that.
Yeah, it's Karl Marx and where did I just had his name up?
He was a philosopher.
Frederick Engels was the other one. It's both of them are the ones. Well, and this is the problem is that when you read. So, have you ever had the chance to read the Communist Manifesto? Have you ever read it, like in school or anything? No. Okay. So.
And we didn't go to the same kind of school, apparently. Remember, mine taught me how to do my taxes. Like we had to fill out like a T4,
okay, which is great.
You got to learn about that stuff.
So this is the funny thing is that there were two big communist nations. There's Russia, and then China was also communist. There are a few others like Cuba, but essentially the interesting part is when you read about communism, you find out that no nation has actually practiced communism because communism, the idea behind it is that everyone's the same. And essentially, people, and it comes back to that idea that we've talked about before, is like those who can should do for the benefit of community and society and mankind. People kind, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. But that's the whole idea, and that's why it's like I applaud you reading about Karl Marx. He has definitely made some changes to the world that we live in. There's no question about that. It's more so the question.
I'm writing about people these days, so
I'm
trying to figure people out.
Terrified of that because I feel like there's a chapter on fat guy, and it's just I'm like. It's not. I don't feel like you have the best.
I do have a part about people that use what they're insecure about as their put it out there. Like I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I use my brokenness as my defense, as my funniness, as my
absolutely
mask. Even though that's like why we put out our faults. Like it's like girls that are like they wear the stuff because they think nobody or everyone is looking at this and me while nobody sees it but them type thing.
It comes back to so much more where using your insecurities as a defense mechanism comes down to the basic principle of if I make fun of me, then you can't make fun of me. And it's that simple. Because I'll be honest with you, there's been very few times where someone has out-fat joked me. That's just, you know what I mean? And that's, a couple times, if you can hit me with something that I haven't heard, that's fine. I'll laugh. But it's going to hurt because I'm going to make fun of you a lot. It was at Crazy Jack's. Were you there when that happened? There was a young guy. So I was the host, and a young guy went on stage and he said to applaud me, he was like, everybody give it up for the Mountain's older brother. And I was like, it was pretty funny. But then when I went on stage, I essentially accused him of having 3 different Instagrams, one for himself, one for his little shitty pin mustache, and then one as a cry for help because his jeans were too tight and we could all see his balls. I'm like, do you even cool those down? Do you have a fan in there? Because they are crying for help, guy. And he was just like, he just looked at me, he's like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, guy, don't come at me. Do not come at me unequipped because I will destroy you. But he was funny. He was funny guy.
I can't do it on stage. I'll just get not funny because I'll laugh. And I have gotten like defensive. I did it one time at Harwood Blues.
Oh.
Like I end up going hard into some just because I got like kind of defensive a little bit, like, and I end up kind of going hard. But I turned around and stuff. But I get too far where it's like I'll just make you cry. Like,
you don't want funny.
That. It will just be really mean, and everybody will be mad at me. But my words are my defense.
Yeah,
like my sarcasm towards people is my defense because I've heard it all, so I can give it all. Like
no, it's true.
You talk.
I'm gonna keep on talking there, leg warmer lady. She has candy. You prick. No, you have candy, don't you?
I'm just so hungry. I gotta chill.
I just heard the alarm go off that Victoria's home. That means there's food right above me right now, and I'm like, delicious.
I just ate a piece of sponge cake, like sourdough cake type thing. Sponge cake. It was so good. It was like a coffee sourdough. It was only like a piece.
Yeah.
I'm me. I need a big piece. I don't know how I'm gonna. That was so dirty. I don't know how I'm really gonna do I'm gonna have to hunt a lot when I'm in the bush because I need to eat a lot, and I can't carry all that with me.
I'll see if
I'm shooting bunnies, baby.
Don't shoot bunnies, everyone. Just let's be very. No. You can do that. Don't tell them that, okay? Don't shoot animals.
Survival.
Yeah, but you're gonna be out there trying to survive, whereas these people are just going, hey, let's go kill something. It's different, okay? No, we're not.
A bunny to eat. Make rabbits.
Number one, when you say a bunny is a pet. A rabbit is food. That's how that works, okay? For the people who are listening, you should watch. Crystal was just attempting to get, I'm assuming, a hair out of her mouth, and
it's like a fluffy or something.
I'll be honest, it's worth going to YouTube to watch this video just for that, because the look on her face she was terrified, but the effort she went into to get it out of her mouth, exceptional. It was good. It was good. Some of you weirdos might like that, and hey, I'm all for it.
There's like a joke. Like guy goes down with a girl, she's got like super long, like vice versa.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys.
Like, share, and subscribe. Morning Motivational Rant.
Absolutely.
Woo-hoo. I've been adding so many like media people on my LinkedIn account.
Awesome.
I'm almost at the plus 500, and they started at 99 before COVID.
Wicked.
So, and it's all like entertainment and media people and stuff, cool. And for like, how to promoting and promotional companies and stuff like that.
I honestly, I really do think I should get back on LinkedIn. I don't know. I have my reservations about it, but.
Well, I put your name on there because it says like what you're working on and stuff, and I have our podcast of what I'm working on, and then I have with you. Yeah. But I put at Dino the Genetic Marvel. So
Nothing.
I tried to look for a URL, but I couldn't find it, so I just clicked the link of the YouTube this podcast. Smart. Oh, no, well, it wasn't this one, but it was the one from today, and I clicked that link and put that. A lot of people watch our hour versus our clips. Did you notice that?
Our
hour gets more views than our clips do.
Yeah. People enjoy it. People guys, we really appreciate the support, and
we so appreciate it.
We definitely really are thankful for all of our people. And what we ask of you is to like, share, and subscribe. Keep it going. Let us help them like we helped you. That's
just so grateful. I don't want to be even those people. Like, just thank you for listening. And to all the new people, thank you for coming.
Yeah. Well, that's
it's awesome,
absolutely.
and it makes you not want to like feel bad.
Oh yeah. Well, look, that's the thing is I think we both have something to offer, and we add value with our experiences and being able to communicate them. And that's the thing is coming.
And we both need to feel like we're getting attention.
Absolutely too. That's painfully obvious, as we've covered.
Yeah.
It's more so, but like, and also too, the whole thing is that I think people appreciate being able to listen to something or watch something that isn't going to make them feel like shit. You know, Crystal feels like shit a lot of the time when we do this. But that's really my fault. That's not your fault. So you can kind of laugh at my mistake. And
actually, you know what? They're probably being like, that girl is too much. Like, because most people think like you, though, and stuff. And
I don't think so, but, you know.
Well, your perspective, you know, with
go. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Is like, yours is like the typical, like,
no
upbringing and stuff. And,
no.
like, mine's just a lot more pure, I guess. Like...
What?
Mine got jaded enough.
Are you on drugs?
I know, mine got
How high are you?
No,
How high are
because
you
mine
right now?
got jaded enough. I'm not actually, I'm looking at my phone there. But mine got, so this is the way I look at it, because I got brought so far to like as jaded as you could go that it made me pure. Because now everything to me is beautiful. Like I see everything with a fresh, like, and I see every good in every kind of bad situation.
So what we're saying is
So I think
that Crystal is going to have an immaculate birth. She's going to become the new Virgin Mary and give birth to Jesus.
No. No.
Anyone interested in fathering the new Jesus?
No. No. No, I'm good. I fucked up.
No, but you're right. Listen, you have to get to that point. You're absolutely right. Is that you have to get to that point to really.
You just have to appreciate.
Yeah. Well, you don't
appreciate what you have.
It's such a simple saying that a lot of people don't really understand until it happens. Is you don't know what you have until it's gone, and so often we kind of be like, nah, fuck you, that's bullshit. And you're going, yeah, it means two things. Is number one, you've lost things and you didn't care enough about them, number one, or you still haven't lost. Neither of those are good things. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? Because when you do lose, the longer it is until you do lose something important, it can hurt. And that's why is that when you go through that, you have to come out on the other side, and a lot of people don't. And there's no blame
it is true.
Either, right?
It's hard.
It's very
not
hard.
Easy. Like it's still a progress for me. Like almost every day. Well, not like the same ways, but it's still a growing opportunity.
Yeah.
It's still definitely.
Absolutely.
But it's and I lost like well whatever I talked about it, you know. But it's just you have to come back from sometimes, and when you come back, you're so grateful for everything. Like you're just like.
Yeah.
And it makes you have a look on your past experiences. And you can't even be mad. You can't you know, like, and it makes you see your faults and seeing your own faults clear in the face, and then knowing which ones are like, don't try to justify them. Don't try to nothing. Just learn from them. Yeah. Don't try to justify them. Don't try to make them okay. Just learn from them and move on and grow.
Like, as soon as you try and justify your faults and
everybody does it though. Everybody does.
Well, no,
nobody wants to admit that they're in the wrong.
But that's the problem. Is that if you don't admit your faults, as little, petty, or insignificant as they might be, you're not ready. It's that simple, right? Like you have to be able to, like, look, I know what my faults are, and let's just say that very few of them are physical. I'll tell you that. They're all up here. And that's the thing is I do not look at things very well. I automatically go to the most negative thing positive. But I've trained myself over years to reason back to what makes sense, what's logical. And that's why is if someone is mad at me, I know that there's a very good chance that I've either spoken out of turn, or I've said something, I've gone too far, or I didn't communicate my opinion very well. And that's happened too.
I don't think you should jump to that though either, because you can't put yourself down in the process of trying. Because if you're kind of say it's
don't
always
take my sadness away from me. It's all I have. Just kidding. No.
Be bitter.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well,
Donkey ass.
which makes me an ass. That's the good stuff. Delicious. So I was talking about this with Victoria the other day, how it's because we had this discussion. I think it was like a week ago or something. How I'm like, we've talked a lot and gotten to know each other very well, but we haven't had physical experiences like going out drinking, talking, meeting people and stuff like that. So we're kind of lopsided in how this relationship is growing, and hopefully that evens out over time. But and Victoria's like, well, I don't think you're right. At the same time, that night, I was watching TV. She came out of the bathroom getting ready for bed. She walked by the TV and she's like, oh, my butthole's itchy. And I go, look, if you had said that on our first date, would there have been a second? Probably not. There would have been, because I married up. So, but like,
if she said that the first day, you would have married her that day.
But what I'm saying is this:
that is wifey.
Yeah, it takes time for you to be comfortable, to be able to talk and stuff like that, and that's okay. And that's why it's like
we've talked about our butts already. And our poops and our...
We've talked about our poops, not our buttholes. Okay, let's make very clear that... Well, you have talked about your butthole. I have not talked about my butthole.
I'm pretty sure you have definitely talked about your butthole.
I have not talked about my butthole.
Yeah,
26
about its hairiness. And
guys,
it's not so hairy because it's surprising for he doesn't have too much hair in the wrong places and blah, blah, blah. We know about your butthole. And it's like a swimmer, like an Olympic swimmer.
Non-stop butt stuff. Morning Motivational Rant. That's where you find it. Took us just about 26 minutes, but we're back there. We're back to non-stop butt stuff. And fucking hell. Oh God. Sometimes
I suck at apologies, so
yeah.
This you wore for me, probably.
I have. I've worn this. I just grabbed it out of the laundry. I'm like, red and fits. Nice. I'm in. Yeah, I want...
Go, Trump, go!
What?
I'm just joking. I'm just trying to get some hoo-ha out of people. That's the best way to get a reaction out of people. Just go stand in a group full of people and be like, I love Trump! Everybody will definitely pay attention to you.
That is not what you should do, and we do not advise that to anyone.
Don't. Somebody will shoot you.
Yeah.
Because people are crazy.
It's out of control at this point. I'm not...
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I loved... going, like I went to New York. My mom has a place in Florida. Victoria went to LA last year for work. But we went to Vegas for my 30th birthday party. So it's like, I liked traveling to the States, and there's a lot to do in the States. Like there's a lot to do kind of in a row. Like you don't have to have big gaps of nothing. When it comes to the States. Whereas in Canada, there's a lot of that, where it's like, yeah, if I want to go to the next province, takes me fucking 20 hours, right? It's ridiculous. So, like, that was a good thing about the States, but, like, right now, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not going to the States. Like, that's not going to happen.
When I'm gray, I want to go and play bingo and wear matching sweatsuits and go to Disneyland and make crafts. I'm going to live in Florida, by the way. And I want to play bingo and do crafts, and... with my forever penis, I'm going to wear matching sweatsets. I just really want those Mickey ears with my name printed in the white like embroidery. But I don't want anybody to bring me them back. I want to go there, experience it, and get my own Mickey ears. Ooh, what's that?
It's a Mickey Mouse hand that turns into a pen. I'm surrounded by Mickey stuff. You should know that. I have an Asian wife. That's just how it is. It drives me crazy, and I will murder Mickey if I ever meet him, but not Goofy, because Goofy. Listen, just so you know, Goofy.
I used to love the show.
Oh yeah, Goof Troop. Goofy is the only Disney character that we can confirm got down to fucking, because he has a kid. That guy is a player.
Speaking of Disney, so did you hear the latest on Disney?
What?
The movie that they made in like the Hong Kong where they're holding like all these like hostages and whatever.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
It's a big thing in China. They thanked China's like defense or something for allowing
because
they put them in their credits and all this stuff and they
they just redid Mulan. They did the live action. Yeah. So we have Disney Plus here. So this is why I want to do things live, because afterward we can watch a nice movie that this one is living in her cave hasn't seen. Then you can go back to the wilderness afterward, but we'll teach fucking Tarzan how to fucking wear a suit. It was great.
Does it look like I have the attention span of a movie watcher?
Listen.
I have the attention span of an autistic like hyper kid. Like,
no, not even that. Not even that. Not even that. The fact that we can do an hour every day tells you how incredible this face is. And how much of a pervert, of a pervert she is. That's why. But listen. But after everything, that's the crazy part is that they redid the live action movie, or they redid the cartoon to be a live action movie. And they took out a lot of the singing, which I'm like, that makes sense. Apparently some people are pissed off about that. Whatever. But yes, I did hear about that. So it's a lot of the organizations that are responsible for the persecution of the, I want to say this correctly, but I know I'm not going to, the Uyghur Muslims who are being detained, imprisoned, shaved. There's rumors that they're having their hair shaved off and sold, that they're having organs removed and sold on the black market, which is all alleged. There's been some video of them being lined up and put onto trains. Actually, what you gotta see is there's an interview on BBC where an English reporter kind of calls out the ambassador to China and is like, "Can you tell me what that video is?" And then the guy tries to dance around it going, "I don't know what that is. It's bad quality and stuff." And you're going, this guy has been in politics for a long time. See, this is the problem. A good politician can dance like Michael Jackson when it comes to words, okay? Like that's what they move like it's inhuman. And that's the problem, is that's experience. I don't think we should have experienced politicians. I think we should have unexperienced politicians, because they'll stand there going, "Oh, fuck you, man." And you're like, "Ah, gotcha." Right? And then you're...
Vote for Krista. 2021. I'll be your new prime minister. Hey, at least y'all know that I don't have any previous corruption, and I do know people.
I'm in. No problem. But yeah,
the world would be so much happier.
Can you imagine? See, this is the crazy part, is like the government machine that's behind everything, just in our day-to-day life, not in a bad way. I'm just in general, like that government machine is so massive at this point. Even in Canada, we only have like 35 million people. We're not that big, right? We just have a lot of land. But the amount of involvement the government has in our day-to-day life, we don't really realize.
So much.
Well, we don't even realize how huge it is. And that's why, like, I feel a lot of people they're like, like people who say defund the police. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Now, could we stand to educate the police? Yes. Have them better trained? Yes. Give them longer training? Yes. Give them a broader understanding of how to deal with mental health and being able to believe people when they say certain things? Yes. But defund the police? No. That literally happened in a few of the cities in the U.S. And the interesting part is...
Now look what kind of cops they have.
Well, the interesting part is that they defunded police or certain departments, and violent crime, so petty crime, has been stable, which also makes me suspect certain things. But violent crime is up like 200 and 300%. Anywhere where they've decreased funding to the police, and you're going, yeah, that's the problem. And the idea that, oh well, it's criminals killing criminals. Yeah, it's not. There are kids being killed. There are people being shot in the middle of the street. You're like, this is not good. It's a bad thing. And the worst part is, by saying that, people are like, oh,
it's so bad.
What are you, a Trump supporter? I'm like, no, I'm not even American. I don't give a shit. But
you want to know something, though?
I do.
I'll tell you something. When I was out playing for the other side of the track, like when I was playing for the other team, you know, not making the life's best choices, I was in a part and they were short police. They were short police staff.
Yeah.
Okay? When this was on the radio, this popped up on the radio and they announced it. Guess what?
all hell broke loose.
Shit hit the fan. Yeah. And I know a lot was done right as soon as they said that.
Yeah.
Like, so you're gonna defund the police and because you know why? Because people didn't respect the police and they found out that the police are the weaker, vulnerable so you're putting them even more in a vulnerable situation.
Oh, absolutely.
You're putting them even more. And when I said defund, like how the TikTok people make, I said that on the last episode, how the TikTok people make so much money and all this stuff. Who's gonna want to go apply for these other jobs when all they have to do is do something like that? You know?
Have you? I'm sure you've seen this. Like, is somebody who's a medical practitioner, whether it be... I
can't believe we play like movie stars as much as we do, but yet we don't pay our police. Yet we don't pay our doctors. Listen, we don't pay our teachers.
Flat out.
Like,
flat out. If you make a... I have seen or interacted with people who make over $1 million a year. And they literally can't spend their money fast enough. Okay? Mm-hmm. And they have, well, no, it's not just that. It's not, these people were actually hardworking, like they're good people, okay? Hardworking, diligent, and I had never seen them do people dirty, right? They were never like, yeah, we took apart that person's pension because, just business. There wasn't like that. These people had properties, they did things. Anyways, the point was that for them, it was a weird interaction where, she came into the bank and she's like, what is this money doing in my account? And it was a deposit of, it was $486, I think it was $486. And I'm like, I had actually seen that on a regular basis from other clientele. And I'm like, oh, it's CPP. She goes, what? I'm like, it's the Canadian pension plan. She goes, you know me, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm rich. I don't fucking need the government's money. And I was like, you're owed it. You paid into CPP, so you get it. And she's looking at me going, yeah, but I don't fucking need it. And I'm just like, I don't need anyone else's money. I give money away because I have too much money. I don't need the government giving me more money. This is fucking retarded. I go, talk to the government? I don't know what to do here. Right? But that's the thing is, somebody who's...
and she makes it, that's great for somebody like that to think like
that's
because most of them don't.
Well, and that's the thing. That's a person who's actually earned their wealth.
Yeah.
Right? Versus people who have just wheeled and dealed and da-da-da-da, and you're going, listen, and I don't mean to downplay people who have wheeled and dealed to make wealth. The problem is wealth fucks with your head. It fucks with your head so hard that you don't even realize it. What is wealth? Well, wealth essentially means that you can pass on financial stability to further generations. That's what it means, right? Being rich means I'm rich. My kids won't be rich. If I'm wealthy, my kids will be possibly wealthy, possibly rich. Right? That's the whole idea behind it. But that's the thing is it warps your brain. It doesn't make any sense, and it's horrible. But like Crystal said, is greedy bitches need to be cut. That's just. I feel like you'd be a razor blade kind of lady. That's just just a little zap right across the bitch. You want to mess with me? Right? I feel that would make sense. She's like, I have cut bitches before, and that's exactly what happens. She's got a straight razor in her purse. She's like, choo, 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 boom. Maybe a butterfly knife. I do have a butterfly knife somewhere. Don't know where it's gone. I had a butterfly knife, but it was like extra wide. So, because I'm like, I have giant hands, so I could do the flicky thing, but it was like massive. So people were like, it was like doing it with like a short sword. It was like, duk, 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 duk. They're like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, butterfly knife. They're like, it's a butterfly sword, jackass. I'm like, still kill you. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't know. I've had a very enjoyable day. I was thinking of having chips.
Well, you had a good nap.
I had a great nap, and I was thinking of, the interesting part is that you actually lose weight when you sleep. If you go to sleep on an empty stomach, right? Like that's how the body works. because your actual body does a lot more while you sleep than it does while you're awake, right? The worst thing for your body to your body is literally so stupid that once you're in charge, it does things backwards. It becomes stupid. So when you're asleep, your subconscious takes over and actually starts doing things efficiently. So all day I had I had some leftovers for lunch, and I was like, okay. And I was thinking, like, maybe I'll have some potato chips. I was like, maybe. And I'm like, I'm pretty good. Like, I don't finish the whole bag of potato chips, so I'm like, I'm pretty proud of it. She looks at me like, oh my God,
good.
but...
No, because I do. I'm like almost done.
I don't even buy the big ones anymore. I buy the small, like, gas station ones. They're not even the full-size, regular ones. She pulled up a family pack. You fucking asshole with your thin life and your thin body. Fuck you, asshole.
I still can't sit for 5 minutes. Like, this is the longest sitting time that I get in other than when I'm sleeping. And that's really just my body shutting down. Like, it's like, go fuck yourself. We're going to sleep.
I honestly wonder what's going to happen eventually when we start doing these face-to-face. And we want to do, like, 2 or 3 hour ones. Like, she's going to lose her fucking mind. Like,
Oh, no. I'll be cool as long as we're, like... You know, I got a ping pong table or something. I don't know.
I feel like, you know what I feel like? Like, this is the problem, is it's going to...
A slinky?
No. You know what I honestly feel like what's going to happen? Is you're going to be like, anybody want a drink? I'm going to go make drinks. And she's going to go back and forth, like, bring snacks. It's like, just randomly. She's just to walk around. And then people are going to get mad at us and be like, why do you treat her like she's your waitress? I'm like, that's not what's going on. It's not...
I am really bad for that though, because I'm like, I serve people no matter where I'm at. I want to make people comfortable, and no matter where, like, you know, so I'm like, let me feed you. Let me give you a drink. That's why I said, like, when I go into restaurants and stuff, I'm like, hello. Like, I go into Walmart, I say hello to every customer that walks through the door, even though I'm in a...
See, I say hello at restaurants because I don't want them to think I'm there to rob them. That's what I do. Because I walk in the door, they're like, code fat guy.
You got all you can eat.
I have not been to a buffet in a very long time, so fuck you, okay, asshole. I do kind of miss them, though.
I don't like buffets.
Not really.
You do?
Well, certain ones. There were fancy buffets that I would go to. There are certain, like, sushi buffets that, no. Because you get it and you're like, no, this shit's hasn't been maintained properly. It's just not... It starts to curl. You're like, this is not good. But, like, a really nice sushi buffet will cost, like, $35 or $40 depending on what's going on. But you can, like, if it's a good place, I just keep on ordering. And they bring out little dishes like this big. And, like, for, like, normal people, the little dishes are okay. But, like, for me, I'm like, I need 7 of these. And that's just for one course. I'm like, you know? But... Yeah.
There is this one near Canada's Wonderland. It's more like an Italian style.
That's up the street from me.
It's in this, like... Oh, is
Frankie
it?
Tomato.
It's like it's a big one, like in a corner
with the Leaning Tower
of
Pizza?
Plaza.
Does it have the Leaning Tower
I
Pizza?
can't remember. I went there for my friend's 30th birthday party.
Just closed down.
That was a good ass.
It closed down.
It was a
so
good...
I had gone there so I went there like years and years and years ago, and it was great. Then I went again, probably like maybe 5 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, maybe. No, maybe less than 5 years.
Well, she just celebrated her 38th, so mine was 8 years ago. So
yeah, it was less than 5 years ago, and it was okay. It was just too many children. I don't like children. I don't like children at a restaurant. I don't.
Not like one that's nice.
I like children going to a play place. That makes sense. Exactly. Yeah. Go to a play place. Let them have fun. Absolutely. And you know what?
Yeah.
But at a restaurant, as soon as I hear a kid, a baby, no problem. Because babies, that's fine, right? But a child, fuck you, asshole. Go home and cook, or get a babysitter. Those are your options. Don't bring your...
Even babies. I'm like, if I'm paying over $100 for this meal, I don't want to hear nothing. Well, actually, like people have said, I eat babies to stay skinny.
It keeps her skin soft. She takes the baby.
No, that's young man come.
I'm buying the face masks if we do them. I'm not letting you buy the face masks. That's just...
I make homemade one. Well, the boys I have locked in the basement. joking. Joking. I'm in the basement.
That means the boys only get a sub-basement. Or maybe the
I'm
dirt.
in the sub-basement. I don't have windows.
So it's pumpkin spice time these days, eh?
Oh God. Are we really gonna go? Are we pumpkin spice people? Are you a pumpkin spice person?
I'm not a pumpkin spice person, but I enjoy a good pumpkin pie.
Ooh, I can make a really good pumpkin pie.
It doesn't even have to be like a special pumpkin pie. It could just be like a pumpkin pie. Yeah,
No,
I'm good.
I'm the Jane of all pies. I can make any pie.
So when she made me the wheat apple pie, which was awesome, even Victoria was like, fancy, because it had the crossover thingy on the top. It was very fancy. I felt very important, I'll be honest with you guys. I was like, hot shit.
It's really simple to do that.
No, we're not saying that. It's so hard that only an experienced, fantastic person can do it, and you should rub it in their face when you do it and be like, see, you can't do that because you're a piece of shit. That's what you should do.
That's what he said.
She moaned the whole time I said that, and that made me really uncomfortable, I'll be honest with you.
Not at you.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't moan.
You moaned. It was weird.
Moan.
It was weird. I'll be honest with you. It was kind of freaky.
I can make it weird.
You have many of times. Let's be honest. What an asshole. I don't know. Have we talked about scary movies before?
We just did kind of.
No.
That you're going to send me the scary.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to that guy.
That we love scary.
Do you like scary movies?
Yeah, Victoria loves scary
Victoria
movies.
likes scary movies. I like scary movies. She hasn't been very into scary movies during this quarantine time. I feel like that's her breaking point. So we're only slowly, like, we can watch one like Saturday afternoon, but we can't watch one Saturday night. So it's a little bit, I get it. How do you feel about scary movies?
I just like to be scared. I like something that makes me feel like I walk through alleys at night on purpose.
Oh.
Because I'm like, let's do this. Let's do it.
You know, like, we only have a few years difference in age, but I really feel like that the closer we get, the more I age. Like, she's some sort of succubus. Like, she just stands there and she just steals my energy. I just get stressed out. She's like, I'm going to go by myself into the woods. And I'm like, I just age. Like,
But people think of that, but yet they don't think of how unsafe I've seen Not in the Woods be.
I'll be honest with you, Crystal.
How unsafe.
Everywhere I go,
now the world
everywhere I go, I'm safe. I don't feel unsafe. Because
try being a 120-pound woman, like, you know, with daddy issues. We're not safe.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I just came up with a joke for that, and it's really not nice, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say, why don't you try being a 120-pound woman? That was not nice, because she's tiny. She's like, but still, because that's the kind of shit I would pull. But no, you're right. It's honestly.
But it wouldn't be funny because I am, like everyone can clearly know.
Obviously, I know, but it's still funny. I doubt she's 120. She's probably sitting around 114. But
no, I weigh myself all the time. I'm 120.
Bullshit.
I'm subconscious and shit. So, like, I got other issues. So.
She's like the opposite of Mr. Rogers, like in a weird way. Do you know Mr. Rogers used to weigh himself every day?
I used to, but they...
Mr. Rogers is good. Don't ruin this. Do not.
I know. I'm trying to remember which one was the pedophile.
Not Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers was a great man and a treasure for society. Just like who's the Bob Ross, the painter, also.
Yeah.
And Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he was amazing too.
They were just good people. But so Mr. Rogers was he was 143 pounds, and he would check himself every day, and he said it's because it's the perfect weight, because it's 143 and stands for I love you.
Oh, Mr. Rogers.
Right?
He's fucked up a little bit, though, eh?
No. Hey, let's put it this way. So they interviewed... I watched an interview with Tom Hanks, because Tom Hanks played him in the biopic, and he was saying he talked with Mr. Rogers' wife, and Mr. Rogers' wife was like, yeah, like, and because they were trying to find out, like, was he really like that? And it was like, yeah, he was. So, like, she'd come home from, like, groceries or shopping or something, and she would start yelling about some guy that was rude or something, and Mr. Rogers would say to her, like, but did you think about maybe how his day has been going? You're like, motherfucker! Like, he was actually a good person. It's fucked up. Like, he was a treasure to society, and I feel like we have lost.
Mr. Dress Up.
Oh, Mr. Dress Up was Canadian. That doesn't make it better.
I know you keep saying. You know what though? We're not any better sometimes.
Hey, we're a lot better. We're a top hat on the devil. Okay, that's what we are.
We're just nicer about
exactly.
it. We are me. You know how you say that? I say like, hello everybody, I'm gonna cut you, and then like all nice.
See,
I'm Canadian.
This is the physical representation of the United States.
Generation.
We're fat, angry, and but we got money. And she is like the fancy top hat the U.S. wears. Like, hi everybody. That's what
Canada.
Yeah, that's what Canada is.
Like on South Park.
We're almost out of time, eh? So again, yeah, I know. It travels very fast. We're very, very efficient. We're amazing people here. You know, you should know.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you see the movie? Did you ever go to movies? Is that a thing for you? Do you like going to movies?
Yeah,
like going to the movies?
Huge. I loved him. Yeah, I loved going to the movies.
Okay. Yeah, because the thing is that
that's like my thing. I love it.
Listen, don't try and take things away from me, okay, lady? I had a movie themed wedding, okay? I had all sorts of things, okay?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's so cool.
I'm amazing. No, it's not. It doesn't make me amazing. It makes my wife amazing because she's the one who did everything. I did fuck all. I just showed up and made sure I said I do. But yeah. So, did you see the movie Venom with Tom Hardy?
Yeah. No.
So it just came. I saw it in theaters. It was a pretty good movie, but it's actually just came out on Netflix. So I'm dying to see it. I think I might watch it tonight. But it's gonna be exciting. Tom Hardy is very good. He's just short. It's like, damn it. It's like him and Daniel Radcliffe. We need to just make him a little taller because they're great actors. I think that'd be fair. She's tight.
What do you think happens when you put a child show that ended up as a pedophile?
Yeah, that's not something you should search for. That's not. She's dedicated. She's not even looking at me. She's just looking at this computer, just Googling pedophiles, and it's like, that's not going to do good for your ads. Your ads are going to be some really wonky stuff. That's when you want to go incognito mode and you want to make sure that doesn't show up because it's going to be bad.
I just want to know who it is. I remember it was like one of those like, it was like either Mr. Rogers or...
It's not Mr. Rogers, okay?
Maybe it was Bill Nye the Science Guy or something. Somebody was a diddler of our
It's not Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's still working. It's not him. By the way, Bill Nye the Science Guy, not a science guy. He just got called that. He's a comedian, and he just kind of fell into the role, by the way. So we're about out of time, Crystal.
Oh.
So.
Okay, motivate people then.
Oh, God. She never says, how about I do it once? Just always on me. Always on me. No.
You cut it out, your special motivation. That's your thing, not me.
Oh, right.
People know that I cannot motivate them to do anything.
I don't think that's true. I think you're motivating.
Play safe.
I think you're motivating in a different way. I use my words, and you use your beautiful tone. Smile. That's great. So, let's say motivation for today. A lot of people talk about various things when it comes to what we do in life. A lot of people say it's important to set goals and being able to track your achievement and things of that nature. And I've had a hard time with that in my life. I don't feel that I was taught how to set a goal properly. I feel like I was, I think everyone was given this romanticized idea of if you set a goal and work towards it, you'll get it. And that's not really true. there's a lot more that goes into setting a goal and trying to figure things out, and I feel like that's something we need to pursue, because especially right now we're going through a lot of change and a lot of things are happening, and while they're so worthwhile for these changes to happen, for us to grow as a society, as a community, as people in general, we're missing the mark in certain areas, and I worry that this kind of creating a sinkhole underneath us, and that's very dangerous. We're still hearing reports of people who are being insanely racist and saying things that are inappropriate, and not realizing that it was never okay to do these things. So now we're in a situation where we're trying to achieve so much, but we're kind of expecting to just kind of snap our fingers and get there instead of figuring out how to plot it. And one of the things that's always helped me, and I even try and do it with this podcast and with Crystal, is to set smaller, achievable things. Even one of the things is uploading every day was one of our goals, and we worked towards it, right? And we had a discussion about it. We said, is this feasible? Can we do it? Do we have the time? And it has been, and now we're going 7 days a week. Other things was sometimes we're able to record twice in one day, which is fucking great, because then we can bank some extra episodes. It's a really good thing, but it's not always feasible. But that's the thing, is just because something doesn't work out in a small way, she's smiling right now, and I'm really worried that she's finding out that Mr. Rogers was the pedophile. That's what I'm
No.
So
No, it's just what you were saying. No. I'm like, well, sometimes you can have all these expectations and stuff that you can't mean that you get disappointed if it doesn't happen.
That's exactly what I was going to.
It's okay.
See? She's a great motivator. That's the whole thing, is that when you have grandiose goals, and they maybe don't work out, which I've had that many fucking times, it can be disheartening. It can be. And that's okay. And that's why a way to overcome stuff like that, I've found, has been setting little goals. Like, so Crystal is looking to start her own podcast out in the bush. So she started...
Not taking away from this podcast, though, at all, which I'm already dedicated to. And I'd say that I'm fairly freaking dedicated to it.
Absolutely she is.
Because I spend 90% of my day focused on this. Okay, 70%. But it's still way over half. Actually, more than that.
I feel...
Because if I'm not watching this, I'm recording this, or I'm thinking about this, or doing something with this, or sharing this, or...
I worry if we had a theme song, when you would hum it. That's my concern. It would be very, very interesting. Anyways, the point is this. So she set little goals, such as getting little things, like she started collecting stuff that she would need, equipment, but then she started making phone calls. She made those little goals in the meantime to achieve it. And now it's just a matter of time before this happens. And that's a great achievement, right? When we started talking, it was actually Crystal who reached out to me to do her own podcast. And that failed horribly because it was very, very technical issues and things. But we realized that we had a rapport, and we tried to work it a different way.
5 hours of technical issues.
5 hours, pretty awesome. But the thing is, I go, hey, what about this? And then I said, okay, well, let's get some different equipment. Let's try and change things up a little bit. And, we set little goals and started to do it, and it worked out interesting. But it took time, it took effort, it took a lot of things that I didn't know about, stuff that she's been working on that she didn't know about before, and she's learning too. And that's the whole thing, is all those little things factor into us achieving those big goals. So setting those little steps really help us achieve that. And I know for a lot of you guys, this is a rehash of information that you already know. Right into the mic. I love it. So one of the big things, though, is as good as you may know something, it's very important to hear it over again. The reason being is we need those friendly reminders to our own mind of what we already know and what we're already capable of. And it's very beneficial. But I think that's all I have to say about it. Crystal, where can everyone find you?
right here. Everybody can find me at Simply Me on YouTube and Crystal Morency at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And Dino.
For a split second, I honestly thought she was going to say her address. Just for like a millisecond, I was like, don't say your address, don't say your address. And so, guys, Dino the Genetic Marvel. I am on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I have a fan page, and Twitter as well, which I think I might start tweeting things. I'm debating it. But as well, Morning Motivational Rant. We have the YouTube channel. We also have it on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast Podcasts, Radio Public, and Spotify. So you can take us on the go. It's very exciting. In your car, during traffic, is a great time to listen. And ultimately, as well, we have Instagram and Facebook. So please, like, share, subscribe, follow us. We'd love to see you. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.